Have you ever hurt someone's feelings and that was not your intention at all? Like you loved them and somehow what was said was completely misunderstood. That wasn't what you meant at all. But you could see, regardless, it hurt their feelings and it hurt them. I think I'm the queen at doing this, which is horrible, when I find out that whether it's, my husband, my child, my friends, my family, that they'll say, well, you said this or you did this. And a lot of times I'll literally have zero idea about it unless they bring it up to me. And I'm thankful when they do because I feel horrible. And more than anything, I just want them to know that that was not what I meant. And I love them. And I feel horrible that that's how it came across or that's how it sounded or whatever the situation may be. Is feelings are real. And so I know like I hate it when your brain is like this happens to me sometimes. Your brain is like, that's not what they meant. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt, but it physically hurts. There's that line in 16 Candles when her dad says, well, that's why they call it a crush. If it didn't hurt, they wouldn't call it a crush. And that's nor here nor there. But when the feelings sincerely hurt, whether, I remember getting yelled at in school, like in elementary school, or if a teacher yells at you or snaps at you or something, and it hurts, like physically hurts, like you just, like that. Anyways, when I find out that someone had that feeling or were hurt because of me, I hate it. I hate it, and I feel horrible. And I remember years ago, I was teaching in one of my classes, and my best friend Amy, she made a comment. And it was so great. Like, I loved this comment she made because it was leading me right exactly where I wanted to go. Like when you're a teacher and you're trying to teach, but when you're trying to lead discussion and, sometimes this discussion goes off the rails, but when they say the most perfect comment, I love it. When they say the most perfect comment that takes you to the next part, right? That takes you, and it's just perfect. Like it's even better than how you could have done it. And she did that. And I was so excited. And so I jumped to the next topic. And a day later, a couple days later, I don't know what it was. I can't remember. I mean, this was a long time ago. She goes, I am so mad at you. You didn't respond to my comment. You didn't, I made this comment and it was heartfelt. It was hard for me, because some people it's hard to speak up in a class. They don't want to. And so when they do raise their hand or say something, it takes a lot of courage. And I just, she goes, and then you just went on to the next topic. And she goes, and that, it made me mad. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you for doing that. And, I felt horrible because I'm like, no, actually your topic was perfect. It was so great. Like it led me to the next thing. But the problem is I didn't think, like in my excitement and moving towards the next thing that is, I didn't explain that well to my class. I didn't say, oh, thank you so much for that. That was the absolutely perfect comment. Thank you for sharing that comment. That takes us right to this next thing. This is when I was first learning to teach. And I realized I was so thankful that she pointed that out because I needed to do that more. I didn't realize that it is hard for some people to raise their hand and make a comment because it's not for me. And so, she taught me a great lesson in saying, thanking people when they make comments in my class or, pointing out, that you're just appreciative of that. And so that was not, but I felt horrible that I had hurt her or made her mad. And so it's an interesting balance between having someone who, takes everything you say to where you don't feel like you can say anything. I have a child that I cannot, anything I say, that it's their age, right, that they're at, that they get, all my children that are home right now, they're kind of at those ages that if you say anything, I'm like, oh, we need to look into braces. Oh, are you saying my teeth are bad? No, that popped into my mind. Apparently I shouldn't have said it out loud, that I need to remember to call the orthodontist because, but then all they hear is my mom thinks my teeth look bad. And that breaks my heart because that's not at all what I meant. That isn't. Even though I said, looking at them, and again, you guys go, well, you shouldn't do that. I don't know how to not. I mean, I looked at them and it's like, oh, that's right. We need to do this or we need to do that. And, that's kind of a hard thing because, and especially when I make these videos, is I try to be as honest and open and as unfiltered as possible. And so again, I feel horrible if I've hurt somebody, or not if, when I have. And so it's hard. It's hard when, your feelings get hurt, and because it's a real pain, and I realize that. And that's one thing I've tried to do with my children, is when they're upset or mad, is to acknowledge it because that is real to them, and not be like, feelings are so much different than like a skinned knee, because sometimes you can ignore a skin knee and sometimes you can ignore the feelings, but it's just weird because it's inside. And it is hard to try to logically work through it when those feelings are hurt. And I understand that. And but I would say 9 times out of 10, or 9.9 times out of 10, when that happens to us, there was no ill intent at all. That they love you. I can't imagine. I don't think that's ever happened where I've said, that hurt my feelings. And they're like, well, good. It was supposed to. Actually, I think a kid has said that to me before. Or somebody has. But I would say 9 times out of 10 that it was a misunderstanding. And that's why I try to give mercy, is so that people will also have mercy with me. And I hope this helps someone in some way. I know the feelings of being hurt is real, but somehow realizing that they love you no matter what. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. And again, it's not if I hurt somebody. I wish I couldn't. But that I love you all, and thank you for your continual support. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching or listening to my podcast. You can find more podcaster videos at perfectlypattytalks.com, or you can search me up on Facebook or Instagram at Perfectly Patty. Thanks again.